reporting on the games you love by people who love to game. The MMO Reporter Network. At the launch of Star Wars The Old Republic, I played a lot of space combat. I had panned the idea, mocking its simplicity and lack of free-form movement during the last few days of the betas, but I found myself falling in love at launch. On the heels of this infatuation comes my desire to have Galactic Starfighter blow me away. The thought of flying through space without any limitations was intoxicating, and I longed to blast that Imperial scum into space dust. What I found in the game was a simplistic PvP system with only 3 maps, no variation in modes, and while the technical aspects of space PvP are there, it feels as if the soul of dogfighting in space, as we saw in A New Hope and Return of the Jedi, was absent. Let's take a look at what the game has to offer, and you can make your own call. It's very easy to get into the battles, as all you'll need to do is hit the H key on any character. No level restriction here, you can jump right into Galactic Starfighter from level 1. The first choice that you're going to make is which type of ship to play with. You'll have 2 offered to you at no charge, a Scout and a Strike Fighter, but you'll have to purchase the other 2 ship types right away. There are 4 different types of ships in Galactic Starfighter: Scouts, Strike Fighters, Bombers, and Gunships. Scouts are the nimble, fragile ships that can dart in and out of combat with great speed and are great for getting quick shots in on your foes. Gunships are the heavy guns. These ships keep their distance and play the role of space sniper while able to survive a little bit more than scout ships. Strike fighters are the best of both worlds, with better speed than gunships and bombers, but a hull that can take a little more beating than a scout. Bombers are the most unique of the ships, with spaceborne turrets and sentries available to upgrade these ships. They can take a beating, they move slower than a Corellian space barge, but they put out a hell of a lot of damage. I found that each of these ships was equally fun to play, offering a variety of different play styles. It's very easy to get into the battles. There are 2 different currencies that you gain through matches: ship requisitions and fleet requisitions. The first is used to buy equipments and crew, while the second is used to buy some new ships. You can also spend cartel coins, and when purchasing ships, you will get a noticeable bonus by using ships purchased through cartel coins, as they gain a 10% requisition gain at all times. Now, one of the interesting things about the currencies is that you can convert your ship requisitions, which are built up per ship, into fleet requisitions, which are what you use to buy new ships. Now, the conversion will cost you a few cartel coins, but it is better than having to spend a whole lot more cartel coins to get those ships. One thing to note is that ship requisitions are only available for the ships that you earn them in, so you do need to get some experience on your ships before you can start outfitting them. Speaking of outfitting your ships, you can use your ship requisitions to upgrade many different components in your ships, from the weapons to the engines. After you've equipped the weapons, you can also upgrade their efficiency, power, and abilities using your ship requisitions in a talent tree style system. You can also crew your ships with different companions using ship requisitions or cartel coins to unlock different allies who will gladly fight by your side. Each crew member has 2 different bonuses and 1 ability that you can use during combat. For example, Kira Carson, when played in the offensive crew position, will add a skill to your hotbar that allows you to reduce your target's evasion by 20% for 20 seconds. She also gives you a passive ammo capacity buff of 25% and a weapon accuracy buff of 6%. Once you're in battle, you can use those hotbar abilities to attempt to get the upper hand on your foe. You can also unlock many of these crew members by having them join your character in the ground game. This is the only real benefit to Galactic Starfighter that you'll get from your ground character, and vice versa. 2 of the 3 maps available at launch of Galactic Starfighter are your traditional PvP control point map. 2 teams battle to control the 3 point generating locations, space station-ish points spread out over an area in the middle and edges of the map. While the maps are beautiful and varied, they feel stale very quickly, as the area in which battles tend to congregate is very small. Not only that, but getting to the battle is slow. Like, really slow. Still going. Still going. Almost there. Now, there is a boost, but until you've upgraded your ship and made it a lot more powerful, you'll find yourself slowly meandering to the battlefields to get to the fight. The third map is a team deathmatch. This one tended to have a much more dense battle space, with friends and foes alike clumping together in a massive blaster and space debris to see which team would come out on top. Flying through space, you'll enter the battle to fight against your foes, blasters and missiles firing. It's a great rush to crest over an asteroid, center an enemy in your sights, and blast them into dust. The crew and equipment that you've chosen for yourself will give you different skills that you can help to win the day, including different repair, buffs, and movement skills, as well as different weapons. Battles tend to clump around those control points that I mentioned before. The satellites start off as neutral, but once they have been captured by one faction, they will spawn some defense satellites, which will need to be destroyed by opposing forces before the point can be captured. Capturing a point is as simple as orbiting around it closely without enemies nearby. If you need a comparison, think of the Alderaan war zone in ground PvP. It's essentially the same format, but this time we're in space. This is where the battles get interesting. A few of the different control points are nestled within some tight spaces, and this made for some interesting battles with foes, or should I call them nemeses, as we both tried to grab territorial control for our team. So the battles are fun, if a little bit slower than I like. I'm really having fun with the different aspects of Galactic Starfighter, but it unfortunately falls short of what I was hoping for. Instead of a high-speed dogfight in space, I'm finding myself slowly meandering into battle with exhausted boost, since I'm too impatient to travel back in from respawn without using all of my boost. The battles can be fun, but like most PvP, sometimes the teams are outmatched, and it ends up being a blowout. Many times I feel completely outmatched by players who obviously have ships that are equipped with much better equipment than I have. There are some aspects of the matchmaking system that try to take care of this, but it doesn't always work out really well. I tired fairly quickly of 2 of the 3 maps. The lack of variation made the control point maps feel quite monotonous after a while, and I just couldn't get past the slow pace and the lack of variety. Blaine Christine and Michael Backus stated during a press live stream that there would be more ships, modes, and maps coming out in the future, but no time frame was attached to these promises. Hopefully some more variety will be added to the game in the next few months. If you were a fan of X-Wing vs. TIE Fighter, you love the Star Wars movies space combat, or if you really wanted more from the SWTOR launched space combat, then this digital expansion is definitely worth checking out. While I do have some issue with the speed of the matches and some of the monetization issues, I do feel the urge to jump back in quite regularly. Please remember to check out all of our MMO content on our YouTube channel, and also check out the podcasts at MMOreporter.com. Thanks for watching, and we hope to see you in game.